My name is Nick Koumalatsos, and for the next 30 days, I'm going to attempt 60 BJJ sessions. I'm going to track my calories burned, my body composition, my diet. Now, this has been done by people with higher belts, but it's never been done by a beginner and a white belt. The goal here is to complete it without injury and to basically do a year's worth of BJJ in 1 month. The only question is, will I be able to endure and recover to make it happen? How long you've been smashing people for a living?
I've been training for around 10 years. It was off and on early, as I just gotten out of the Marine Corps in 2009. I went through some ups and downs,
like
as
we all
many
do.
of us, as many of us do. And for lack of a better sort of phrase, and I don't mean to be cliche or anything, but it basically saved my life.
I've heard that multiple times.
On the mats, if you can commit to it for 6-12 months, it will change your life.
Realign some things in your brain. Yeah.
2018, we pioneered this place.
Came
out this way. Yeah, it was a smaller joint,
Yeah.
but the community was amazing. Just embraced us.
So I started November of 2019. Yeah, November 2019. I started at 240 pounds, strong.
Beast.
That was about it.
Right.
That was about it. And then I told him probably last summer that I wanted to do this challenge, and you were like, okay, sounds cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Dude, I think it's awesome. Anything to put you outside your comfort zone. It's just an opportunity for growth.
Is it? Okay, let's talk about you. Is it healthy?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Especially the way I've seen you do it, because it's in a controlled environment. You're doing everything right as far as recovery's concerned. So it's good. I like it.
Is it a way to progress?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as long as you're doing the right things, you're eating right, recovering properly, which 2 days like that for an extended period of time, that takes a toll on you.
Oh, I feel it. Yeah.
Which is
feel it.
obvious,
that
right?
first, that 10 to 20 sessions.
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing. There was nothing to tank.
I believe that by the end of the 30, you could be in a position to continue to do 2-a-days if you want it. That's the kind of fitness you'll probably.
Yeah, my joints need a break.
But yeah,
my fitness is actually feeling great. Like my breathing and actual conditioning I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. It's everything else that sucks.
Right.
Yeah. That's probably just from being almost 39.
Right. And that comes with training a lot too.
Yeah.
So you're gonna feel those impacts.
Do you feel, when we roll, do you feel there's been an increase in the last X amount of days as far as technique?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. It kind of that's kind of what I think we talked about this early on. It's like jump starts everything, and your movement, your guard retention, just across the board, just continues to get these little ticks each couple days or so.
So people are having to work a little. They're still getting me. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm still not the hammer. I'm still the nail. As Justin was saying, I still come in here and be the nail. But my goal is just to make it that much harder for for the other individual.
Yeah, absolutely.
And whatever Stratton's trying to do to me, just not allow him to do it. That's
Right.
pretty much the intent.
Yeah.
Is constantly like adjust, make them adjust, make them adjust.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you're getting more comfortable in uncomfortable situations
Yeah.
and positions, and that's, again, even those small scenarios on the mat each day or how you grow. You know, here. So
And not
it's
get
good.
hurt. Not get hurt.
No hurting.
As I limp away.
Yeah, we don't like injuries, as we're both standing here injured today.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man.
The reason why that challenges are so important is because you find yourself in a mundane environment. And when life gets fucking hard, because it always does, and everybody knows last year was hard, this year doesn't look like it's going to get any better, you can do hard things because you've done hard things. You can withstand the mental fortitude of like, yes, your body's always going to break down, but at some point your brain has to go, I'm going to move forward regardless. And when life gets you down, what are you going to do? Roll up and quit? We saw how many people did that. They just rolled up and quit, stayed inside their homes and like, that's it, I'm done. You know, my business is done, this is done. Or you can go, I've been here before. It's not that bad. We just push forward. It's the mentality of taking one step forward and then another step and then another step, regardless of your emotional temperature of what you're feeling. You just fucking drive forward, always.
Switch my grip, tighten it up a little bit. Yeah, okay? Because I want to make sure that this doesn't get out. Then I come back here, okay? So you have a bunch of different things you can do with the crucifix. I can switch my grip, start working shoulder locks, arm bars. This grip down here is not as important as this one, right? When I'm transferring my grip, I want to make sure that I grab his hand and I put my fingers inside the middle of his hand. This also works in back control.
I started with Crest November 19, so I've been almost a year and a half, and then I had this idea to do this 60-day challenge, and of course you graciously are helping out with drilling and leveling up. So I want to hear your thoughts first on specifically a beginner doing a 60-day challenge, like 60 sessions in 30 days.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it before where, non-beginners, whether it's into white belt, into the colored belts, it's done all the time. You got training camps, you got people that they realize their love for jiu-jitsu and they just start training 2-a-days. I know there's people like BJ Penn, Andre Galvao, they get their black belts in a very, very short amount of time and people scoffed at it, but they were training 2-3 times a day. For
years.
Yeah. And that's not something that, if you look at anything that they do, you see them doing all these recovery things, and you're doing the same thing with the Normatex. And I think the difference between people who are advanced versus beginners is you haven't developed and this is talking from the sports medicine, like strength conditioning realm, you haven't developed the motor patterns yet to know how to use the technique at the right time with the right amount of leverage. So every single rep that you're doing,
My central nervous system is not programmed.
muscle memory.
Yeah.
The junk term is muscle memory.
Yeah.
The brain to muscle connection isn't established yet. So it's, again, just going back, making sure you don't get injured. So lots of recovery, lots of drilling, that's going to re-ingrain all of that movement pattern. And then as long as you take a break at the end of this to let your body recover and really your mind recover more than anything.
What we were talking about is interesting, and this would be interesting from your standpoint as well. We were talking about how nothing bad on endurance sports, like running, biking, like rucking, anything like that. It's hard. Yes, you can have self-doubt and you can be like, this sucks, I want to stop. But at the end of the day, you can kind of turn your brain off. And as long as you got your form locked in and just drive forward, you can kind of turn your brain off. If you're rolling for 60 minutes, there's no brain shut off. Every grip, every time you grab a wrist, an ankle, a shoulder, it's all a chest move. So like because I was talking about with Josh and Dave, and I'm like, why am I so absolutely exhausted? More so that if I went and did 4-mile ruck, for the same amount of time, probably same amount of calories, but afterwards of 60 minutes at this, I'm like toast, where I have to go take a nap or something.
Yeah. And
it's because it's not just physically, like you're mentally just draining yourself, because every second you're on, you cannot check out for a second. If you do, you're going to get tapped out.
That's even more so, again, going back to the beginner piece, because you're learning new techniques, you're learning how to move, you're also learning when the timing is, when the opening is. Mm-hmm. As you get higher, I don't like saying higher in rank, because really the belt doesn't, all it does is just show how much time you put in. Higher in proficiency.
Yeah.
You can start, jiu-jitsu starts, for me at least, feeling like you can switch your brain off when you're live rolling with certain people, because you're just trying to get thousands and thousands of good quality reps after that, and not re-ingraining bad habits. Whereas a beginner, you're looking at every opportunity, every opening. It takes willpower and you only have like a willpower bank or like reservoir, before at the end of the day you just don't have anything left. You don't want to move, but then you have someone that's like, if you don't move, there's going to be physical harm done to you. So that primal, you got to move.
And you said something interesting. So how do you think this is going to be? So I got 1 week left as of today. So in 1 week at night will be the final one of the challenge. What do you think after this? Like, how do you think I'm going to recover from this? And then what does this look like? Like,
take your vacation.
Yeah.
Take your vacation. Make sure your wife and your family are good. Make sure everybody else that you're involved with is good. I would say start back into it as if you were starting jiu-jitsu the first time again.
Well, dude, I cannot thank you enough for supporting this and going through. I think this has been one of the most beneficial things, not only for recovery, because it's not like just going all the time, but being able to drill. And then what's nice about this is I get a little recovery by doing this, and it's still movement. I'm still actively moving, which helps. And then I get to go to class and apply the things. And there's been multiple times, I've texted you, there's been multiple times that we've drilled something in the morning, and then I've gone and applied it, and it's worked.
It's because they didn't see it.
Right, that's right. Like secret training.
I've definitely seen like a huge improvement in your game, for sure. Like, and you're being smart about it too. A lot of white belts, they don't do that. Like they're not very smart. You have a great mind for the sport. Like you're not so upset about like getting caught in things too. Like a lot of
my game has been really not really trying to submit. I don't really want to submit anybody. It's keeping people from doing what they want to do.
Yep.
That's the 6 minutes. Just don't allow people to do, except for you. You and Tyler.
Hey, you'll get there too, man.
Yeah. So you think it's going good?
Oh man, you're doing an amazing job, man.
So if somebody else wanted to do this, what would you say?
Just kind of throw your ego out the door, man. Like
be patient.
Just be patient, Like, and don't be so upset if like someone like taps you out. Just kind of brush it off and just go again.
Go again.
And
again.
And don't be spazzy. I think that's what's keeping you healthy, man. You just like the ego's out the door and you
breathe.
Breathe.
Yeah.
Very humble approach, man.
One day I'll be as good as
So
you.
which way did she
That's
choke
my
you?
goal. When I grow up, I want to be as good as you.
Tara, which way did you choke her?
Yeah.
And Tyler even warned
Yeah.
me about that
Mounted
on Sunday.
triangle.
He goes, dude, don't roll with her. She will get you in a triangle and choke you out. And I thought he was halfway joking. He was not joking at all whatsoever. So, how'd you get him started? And were you already going?
No, actually. So we came up with a rule that we were going to have our kids do some sort of functional martial arts at least twice a week.
This
Until
is
they're
when they were
18.
young.
Yeah, 4 and 6. And since then, well, they're playing soccer at the time, and whenever they tried jiu-jitsu, they basically stopped soccer. They were like, this is it. This is family time.
Yeah.
So we go, I get off work, come here, or whatever the scenario, everybody's got something different, right?
Yeah.
So I hear a lot of people talk about, I couldn't train this week, that week, or much at all.
Because I have this or I have that.
Because the wife's at home,
Yeah.
or the kids are at home, or whatever, and we don't have that. So my family's here.
Your wife's doing jiu-jitsu?
If I don't do jiu-jitsu, I'll let you come to jiu-jitsu. Yeah, so this is our family night.
That's awesome, man.
All week long.
Well, as you guys see, I got beat up by a 15-year-old girl today. So
It
mark
hurts.
that off on the old book.